Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm Jocelyn Mercado. I'm so excited to welcome you today to this webinar, which is Your Revolutionary Business, 3 Secrets to Success and Income in a Rapidly Changing World. And so let's just take a minute and let everybody join here. And as you're joining, please go ahead and put your name and location into the chat. That would be wonderful, so I can see who's on and where you are calling in from today. And also, a couple of important notes. One is definitely go and grab a journal or a notebook. You're going to need that today. We're going to do some really fun experiential work to dive into your zone of genius. So if you don't have your journal or notebook, go and grab that now. And welcome, everybody. Yay. So fun to see everybody coming in from all around the world. Beautiful. Welcome, Connie in Ecuador. Jocelyn in Canada, yay. Camila in the UK, James in Wisconsin, Anna in the UK, welcome, welcome. Tracy in Australia, oh, it must be very early in the morning for you, Tracy. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Taria in Asheville, Maya in Panama, Kathy in British Columbia, Andrew in Florida, Sonia in Switzerland. Hi, Sonia. Grace in Oregon, Oystein in Norway, Catherine in Florida, Annette in Sweden. Yay. Hi, Jen in Portland. Amazing. So good to see you all here. Welcome, everybody. And also important, when you are putting something in the chat here, if you're on live, go ahead and make sure that you are selecting all panelists and attendees in the little blue drop down. Okay, it will either say all panelists or all panelists and attendees, or it might say everyone. Everyone is also good, but you don't want it to say only all panelists, because then I'm the only one who will see it. And we want everybody to see it. Welcome, Maggie in New York. Welcome, Samantha in South Carolina. Yay, thank you, Samantha. Welcome, Brian in Colorado. Julia in Germany. Yay. Okay, well, I'm so glad to be here with all of you today, and I have so much to share. I can't wait, and I really hope that you all are going to receive so much from this presentation today, and really have a lot to take away. And we're going to have fun. We're going to do an experiential practice. We're gonna get into a lot here, so I think you're going to love it. So to start out, I just want to say and really, bring presence to our experience in this crazy world of today. Everything is changing so quickly now, right? I think we can all identify with the fact that what we're doing right now is very, like, everything feels completely different than it felt a month ago. All of our plans for the future have completely changed since a month ago, right? And at the same time as our world, our external world is changing so quickly, we are each evolving very rapidly. So the question comes up, right, for us who, whether you are currently an entrepreneur, whether you're an entrepreneur who needs to change direction very quickly right now, or whether you're not yet an entrepreneur, but you feel like, okay, this is the time. I'm here to make a difference now, right? But how do I do that? So for all of us in all of these categories, the question is, how can we possibly know how to move forward with our mission, right? With our soul's purpose work, when we can hardly even plan what we'll be doing 1 month from now? It's a really big question. And so we need to, as I explained in my talk for the Emergence and Empowerment Conference recently, we need to be extremely creative and innovative and revolutionary, and we need to be ready to adapt to change. And so how can we set up our entrepreneurial ventures? How can we set up our businesses? How can we set up our plans for what we're working on creating into the future to be resilient, right? and to really be able to navigate these changes, to take things online if that's what we need to do, to change direction and pivot what we're offering if that's what we need to do. So I want to really share with you some powerful ways to survive and thrive as a business these days. So you might be wondering things like, how can I launch a new business or grow my existing business in an economy that is not looking extremely favorable right now, right? We hope for the best, but a lot is happening there, right? So also you might be wondering, what should I do if my in-person business has suddenly been forced to move online and I suddenly need to restructure all of my offerings to make them fit into an online format? That is huge, and that is happening for so many people right now. Another question you might have is, what if the needs of my existing client base are significantly changing now as the world is changing? Or what if the business I had planned to start is now obsolete, or I know it's not a good idea anymore, but I have a big new idea coming through and I don't know how to begin building it? Or what if I'm just, have been doing business as normal and I have an online business, but I know I need to take it up to the next level and I know that now is the time? So all of these questions are really up for us right now as entrepreneurs and innovators and visionaries. And at the same time, we know right now at a very deep level that the decisions we make, the structures we build, and the message that we are putting out into the world at this time is going to have a significant impact in creating the future of tomorrow. So that's a lot of pressure, right? It's a lot of pressure on us right now. And I'm sure we're all feeling that very strongly, and as well as each in our own unique way. But I'm here to say, don't worry. We can work with this. And in fact, those of us alive now in these very fascinating times, we were built to be here right now. Okay, so I want you to just trust, first of all, on a very deep level, that you have what it takes. You have what you need to start that business now, if that's what you're called to. You have what it takes. If you have like an in-person yoga business or a Reiki business, you have what it takes to create and innovate and find a way to reach people and grow that business even bigger than you would have if it stayed in person by taking things online. So let me share with you some really powerful information. Today I'm going to share 3 aspects of entrepreneurship with you. And I call these business success principles. Now, these are 3 principles of online entrepreneurship that stay consistent no matter how the world changes. So this is like your rock, like the bedrock, right? This is like the foundation of your business. And yet within this structure that I'll share with you, we want to be creative and innovative. So it's like finding the right balance between, fluctuation and we know that these certain things are going to stay consistent. And through hearing this, you're going to have a much greater understanding of where to focus your precious time and energy. Because really our energy, it is our life force energy. This is the most precious resource that we have, and we want to be using it very carefully. We want to be very discerning about how we're using our energy. And I'm going to give you some very specific and actionable steps to reinforce all 3 of these principles in your work and your business so that you can ensure that your entrepreneurial venture stays strong and innovative and revolutionary in today's radical global environment. And if you haven't started your business yet, or if you're having to pivot and take your work online for the first time right now in 2020, even better for you, because with this, your venture is going to start out strong on all 3 of these business success principles. Okay, so the online business success principle number 1 is navigating your inner journey. So this is really up for us even more than usual now, because we're all, at home. We're on this spiritual retreat, really, pondering the mysteries of life and death as we sit at home and do our work and take care of our kids or garden or whatever it might be. Very profound, right? But starting and running a business is always, by its very nature, a very deep spiritual and personal development experience. When we go to put ourselves out there to be visible in a whole new way, to share our unique message that some people may not agree with, it really takes us into the limits of what we can mentally, emotionally, spiritually handle, right? And it allows for tremendous personal growth, because then we're going to move through those fears and resistance and doubts in order to help the business succeed, and then we grow and evolve personally. But the thing is that your business cannot be successful if you're stuck in low confidence or scarcity or uncertainty. Or you might have success, but then the success goes away for a while and then it comes back for a while and goes away, right? It's like not consistent. And I want you to have really consistent income, consistent business success. So how can you upgrade your inner frequency even when things feel so chaotic? It's really important to do so, because your perspective, your expectation of whether you're going to receive large amounts of abundance or not, whether people are going to resonate with your message, all of this, what we believe is what we get. So it's really important to upgrade our frequency around all of this. And it's really, what's happening here is that the universe is always wanting to send us the highest levels of success and abundance. The only question is whether we're able to receive that. So, it's important to upgrade that frequency, because it will have a direct and immediate effect on your income and on your success as your business grows. So it's very important, first of all, first step of this inner frequency stabilization is to have a regular meditative practice. Now, this may look very different for each person. Some people may like to meditate in classical, lotus pose on a cushion. Others may like to meditate while walking or while running. They may get into a really, really deep space while they're exercising. I know that's true for me. Others, by spending quiet time in nature, like that's when they really connect in with their higher self and their inner wisdom. Others may have a shamanic journeying practice or other types of meditative practices. And other people may find this through movement and dance. But whatever way is right for you, it's so important to take at least a little bit of space for it every day, even if it's only 5 minutes at the beginning of each day, even if it's only 10 minutes. This is because when we are connected with the higher intelligence and the insights and instructions that want to come through to us, we will, first of all, naturally feel more grounded and centered. We know this, like, I feel very different throughout the whole day if I find that time in the morning to just like connect in and either do some yoga or stand by my altar and really connect with my guides. Versus if I skip that, I feel off, all day. And I think we can all relate to that. But also, when we are having that regular connection in with that higher intelligence, we are much more able to see the big picture and keep coming back to a clear focus around our larger mission. So beyond these day-to-day challenges that we might be having, beyond the, oh wait, I have to call this person, or I have to get this email sent out, or I have to pay this bill, right? Instead of getting caught up in those little details, we can let those things happen and take place as they need to, but it allows us to have a much clearer focus on the larger mission, the larger reason why we're doing all of this. And that brings us back to, again, a place of centeredness, groundedness, and focus, regardless of how things are getting shaken up in the external world. So it's extra important right now. And also, when we have that regular practice, we will feel the support of our guides and that higher intelligence of the universe wanting to help us. We can feel the universe wanting to send us the abundance that we need. And also, we'll be more able to listen to the guidance that we are getting. Because as I said, the universe and our guides and that higher intelligence, they're always trying to help us and lead us toward greater levels of fulfillment, of mastery around our soul's purpose. So I would love to lead you in a quick experiential exercise right now to connect in at this deep celestial level. So let me share with you a beautiful image. And I invite you to either just close your eyes or gaze lightly at this beautiful sacred geometry of the rose. And just start taking some deep breaths here. So breathe in deeply, filling your lungs up all the way. And this came through to me in a meditation just yesterday, that as we know globally that this virus, the coronavirus, is affecting people's lungs, right? It's affecting our lungs. And our lungs are so precious, and our lungs are shaped exactly the same as trees, right? With this branching pattern. Again, another form of sacred geometry. So just as you're breathing in, feel your lungs filling up, and also imagine the life force flowing into the branches and leaves of trees all around the world. And then as you breathe out, just let your lungs empty all the way out. And then breathe back in, filling up not only yourself, but also filling up, sending energy out to the trees. Positive, loving energy filling up the trees all around the world. Now I invite you to sink down into the center core of your being. And many people will feel this somewhere between their heart and their solar plexus. In your very core, feel for what is right for you. I want you to really sense into where is the seat of your soul within your being. And our soul is the part of us that is eternal. It can never be harmed. It can never be destroyed. Our soul has been with us for many, many, many lifetimes, and it will continue to be the core of who we are for many lifetimes into the future. And here in our soul is written the contract that we are fulfilling right now by being alive in this lifetime. So connecting deeply with your soul and with all of the vast celestial knowledge that resides there. Knowledge of many lifetimes, knowledge of your much, much higher purpose. And in that space of your soul, I invite you to connect in with a guide. Now, this might be a new guide. Trust whatever guide shows up, and your guide might be an angel, might be an ancestor from further back in your family. This might be an animal, might be a plant. Just really be open to whoever shows up to guide you right now. And whoever is here, thank them for coming. And know that they are here to help you with this next part of your journey in your business, or in the business that you want to create. So go ahead and just look into the eyes of this guide right now. Or if they don't have eyes, if it's a plant, just really connect in with the essence of this being. And ask them, what is most important for me to know about my soul's mission journey going forward from this time? What is most important for me to know about my soul's mission journey going forward from now? And just listen for that answer. Really take it into your heart. Whatever the answer is, bring it into your heart and store it there. And now look into the eyes or into the essence of your guide again. Really connect in with them. And now is your chance to ask them anything you want. Ask them a big question that's been nagging at you. Ask them for a solution to something you haven't been able to see yet. Ask them whatever you want. And just listen and receive that answer. And again, take that answer into your heart and keep it safe there in your heart. And now thank your guide for coming here today, and know that you can connect with this guide again anytime in the future that you want to. In fact, it's important to connect with this guide again because they have stepped in here today because they specifically want to help you with the challenges or the problems that you have that made you want to join this call today. This guide is here to help you in a very real, practical way. So thank them for coming. And then when you're ready, bring your attention back into the present moment. Connect back in with all of your body. And maybe wiggle your fingers or your toes a little bit. And let's take one more deep breath in, breathing with the trees once again. Breathing in all the way. Filling up your lungs, being so thankful for this breath that we get to breathe, that gives us life at every moment. And then releasing that breath fully all the way out. And then when you're ready, open your eyes and come back fully present here. Okay, and welcome back. Here's, I will put the principles in the chat just so everybody can have them. So Sonia, the first principle was navigating your inner journey. So yes, and I'll put all of them in the chat at the very end once I've shared them all, just so you'll have them. So the second online business success principle that I want to share with you today is visibility. Now, this is critically important. In the online space, you need your sacred mission and message to be noticed by the crowd, okay, but also to stand out from the crowd, because you don't want to just be reaching the masses. You want to be reaching the ideal clients who are perfect to work for you, to work with you, and you are absolutely perfect with your expertise and life experiences and the wisdom that you carry to help them with exactly what they need on their journey right now. That is who you want to be visible to. Now, you may be wondering then, what can I bring forward that is different and unique that will really set me apart and allow my ideal clients to notice me, right? How can I really stand out? How can I get visible when I don't know what to get visible about, when I don't know where to focus that energy? Now, this is where it is extremely helpful to do a little bit of soul searching and identify your unique zone of genius. And today I want to give you an exercise here that we'll do together to help you identify this. Now, your unique zone of genius is so important to know, because in all that you do, you want to be spending as much time as possible in this zone of genius. And when you do, that is when the magic happens, okay? When you are working in this zone of genius, you will naturally and automatically find success. And you will be radiant. You will be just like shining with the most brilliant light, because you'll be doing the work that your soul is calling for you to do. Now, very often what we find, either when we're running our business or when we're trying to figure out, how to start this business, what to focus on, we're operating some of the time in the zone of genius, but most of the time not. And especially when we're trying to provide what we think other people want, but it doesn't necessarily feel true to us, then we're definitely not in the zone of genius, and it's not going to flow as well. It's not going to bring in that like highest level of abundance that the universe wants to send us, because it's not totally aligned with our mission and our own genius that we've been given. So it's really, really important to identify this. So get out your notebooks, get out your journals. Let's do this together. So your zone of genius is the zone in which you are happiest in all the world. This is the place where you can talk and teach without any notes, because the knowledge is just so deeply ingrained in you that it flows from you naturally. Your zone of genius is the thing you do beneath all of the things that you do, if that makes sense, right? It's really, really beautiful, actually. It is where you are most deeply connected with your soul's purpose. Now, this is something that has always been in you, and it can never be taken away. And it's very often reflected in what you loved most as a child, because it's just always been an intrinsic part of you, and it always will be. And no matter how many different areas of expertise you might get training on, no matter how many different ways that you might be called to work with people, whenever you are feeling happiest, you're always accessing this zone of genius. So as an example here, the work that I do, it can be very diverse, because some of the time I'm working with entrepreneurs to get their message out there, to get visible, to create their amazing businesses. And sometimes I'm creating online summits where I'm bringing together speakers and wisdom, and we're like packaging it, with the technology and making sure it works well and all that. And sometimes I am leading people in an indigenous wisdom and shamanic practices based program where we're going deep into the imaginal realms to bring back information. So it's like, what do these all have in common? So it's very fascinating, because when I did this exercise that I'm about to share with you, and I found out what my unique zone of genius is, it all made sense. So my unique zone of genius is to activate, illuminate, and facilitate a new reality. So for me, it's all about creating new realities. So whether that is helping someone to start their online business, that's creating a completely new reality for them, as it did for me when I started mine. Or whether it's creating an online summit, which opens up whole new worlds to people when this is the first time they're receiving this information, or even if it's the 20th time they're receiving this information, right? It opens up whole new windows of possibility and perception. And of course, with the shamanic work, that is very much going into other realities. So it all revolves around creating new realities. I illuminate, activate, and facilitate a new reality. So let's find out what it is for you. So first of all, one thing that can be really helpful is to think about what you loved as a kid. Now, don't do any journaling yet, because I'm going to ask you, there will be journaling questions in a minute here. But so for me, for example, when I was younger, I was always either writing stories, i.e. creating new realities, right? Or I was reading stories, which is immersing myself into different realities. Or I was staring up into the nighttime sky, or looking things up in science books that told me all about the stars and the planets. And in doing that, I was researching and wondering and like imagining about different realities, different worlds, these stars and planets so far away. Like I was always so curious about that. And it's so funny, to see what I'm doing now and how that ties in. And this mission that I've activated through Sacred Planet is absolutely on all levels to help people all around the world see a whole new reality that is possible for them, that they didn't even know was there, right? So here are some questions to journal on now that you have this kind of example to make it a little more concrete. So go ahead and I think write these questions down in your journal or your notebook and leave some space under them, because I encourage you, we don't have time to spend like a half an hour on this as I would ideally like for you to do. So write these questions, maybe write each question at the top of a new page, so you'll have a whole page to write. And you can jot down your initial ideas here as we're on the call, but then when we're done with the call, come back to this and fill in however long, of a page that you want to. So the first journaling question is, what did you love to do as a kid? Okay. And just write down everything that comes to mind. Write some now and then you'll do some more later, but what did you most love to do as a child? So go ahead and write a few things down, like whatever comes to mind first is probably really important. So jot a few things down now and then save the rest of that page for later. And then the second question is, what are the words or qualities that describe the essence of that which you love to do as a kid? So like for me, writing stories, what is really the essence of that? And for me, and that may be different. Different people are writing stories for different reasons. So what is it for you? For me, it was creating new realities. But really think about what was the essence of that? Why was I so excited and drawn to that? So jot down a few ideas. Now the third question, and I'll put these in the chat. Yeah, I'll put these in the chat too. Oh, Almadi, don't worry, you don't have to mute yourself. This is a Zoom webinar, so don't worry, you won't be disturbing the group if you're not muted, just because of how the webinar function is set up. So don't worry about that. Okay, so the third question, I'll put these in the chat in just a minute, is think of a time in your adult life when you were absolutely at your very best. Like you were so on point, you were just like radiant because you were just exactly doing, something that came so naturally to you. Now this may be something surprising, maybe it was when you were giving that PowerPoint presentation in the corporate office, but maybe it's every time you go out and do gardening and plant in your garden, right? Or maybe it's when you're running or skiing or hiking. Like what are the times that in your adult life that you've been just at your very best, just like in your glory, right? Because you're doing something that you just innately love so much. Let me put all these in the chat. And then with those things in your adult life, again, you want to write down, what are the words or qualities that describe the essence of what was happening there? What is the essence of what lit you up so much about that experience? Now, the last question for journaling is, what do you get lost in thinking about on a regular basis? Or also this can be, what is it that you can't stop talking about? Like, what is it that when you get on your soapbox, you just can't stop talking about it because you feel so strongly about it, it's so important to you, and maybe other people look at you like you're crazy, but you don't care because you know this is important, right? What is that thing? Or also, like the what do you get lost in thinking about part is like, if you catch yourself in a daydream in the middle of the day, what is that daydream about? Where are you going in your daydream? And of course, I'm not talking about getting lost in thinking about like worries or I got to pay the bills or, what's the future of our children, this kind of thing, right? And we're not going there right now. It's like, what do you get lost in thinking about that's like your daydream realm, your imagination realm? If you catch yourself there, where are you going? Often these things that we can't stop thinking about or we can't stop talking about are because this is our soul saying like, look, here's why I'm here. I need to share this, right? So we want to pay attention to that. So write down any ideas you have and then leave the rest of the page open to fill in later. So based on what you've written so far, I'm going to give you the structure of your zone of genius statement. So you might want to write this down. I'll put this in the chat too. So don't start writing anything yet. This is an extremely short statement, and I have to give you the format. So you can start writing this. It starts with I, and the next word will be a verb, and the last word will be a noun. So there's really only 3 words in this structure. I, and then a verb, and then a noun. Now you may have 2 or 3 verbs. You may have 2 or 3 nouns. That's okay. Like in mine, I guess I'm action oriented because I have 3 verbs. So I illuminate, activate, and facilitate a new reality. For mine, it was like I needed 3 verbs to really fully express that. You may have 1 verb and like 2 or 3 nouns. That's okay too. But it's I, verb, noun. So you may know it already. If you know what your zone of genius statement is, go ahead and put it in the chat. I would love to see. And if you don't know yet, then take some time later with those journaling questions, fill them out more fully, and then work on that statement. So here's the format and some examples. I'll put this into the chat. So some examples might be, I hold space for greatness. I transform potential into reality. I energize possibility. These are just some examples. So there's the structure. It starts with I, next word's a verb, next word's a noun, and that's it. So really have fun with this. Explore this, see what you come up with. Again, if you know yours, put it in the chat at any time during this call. I'd love to see. And if you need more time with it, you probably do. That's totally fine. Ooh, Kelly. Kelly says, I passionately protect and guide for the good of all. Oh, I love it. It's beautiful. Kelly, you wrote to all panelists, so I'm the only one that can see that, just so you know. You might want to repost it for everybody to see. Yeah, I welcome everybody to share. So your zone of genius is critically important for you to know in order to know where to focus your business. Because again, like I said, in all that you do, you want to be spending as much time as possible in your zone of genius. And the more that you're able to do that, the more the magic is going to happen. Like the real magic, the deep magic, where the universe is able to send you all that it really wants to send you because you're living that mission. You're living what your soul has been calling for you to do. Liana, you said, I see others' potential and greatness. Beautiful. And Mike says, I awaken and expand consciousness. Yes, love it. Karen says, I transform fear into excitement. Oh, I love that one, Karen. Sean says, I link experience, science, and wisdom together. Beautiful. Ambra says, I encounter research create the unknown invisible movement. Ooh, that sounds very mysterious. I love it. Maya says, I construct talismans of joy and freedom. Beautiful. Oh, these are so amazing. So amazing. I just want to like put these all up on a wall somewhere. Teresa says, I guide to explore the natural world through the senses. And Lisa says, I boldly explore, unearth, and empower hidden truths. Jen, I dare myself and others to leap. Yes, I love it. Oh my gosh, these are all so good. Thank you for sharing. And I encourage you all to read each other's. And we will share the, when we send the recording out, we'll send the chat out as well, so you can come back and see all the amazing statements. This is so beautiful. And like in those statements, that is your soul speaking, right? That is your soul shining through and becoming visible, by you putting it into words. It's just like, I feel this so much in my heart. It's so beautiful. Okay, well, we must move on to online business success principle number 3, which is list growth. So let me, I'll put all 3 of them in the chat at the end. So list growth. Now, at this point, we're getting to the most focused and practical and actionable part of these 3 business success principles. So in order to create income, you must be reaching a significant number of people with your products or services. Now, this is also, what we said for visibility, but in visibility, I wanted to speak about what you need to be visible about, right? So your zone of genius is what you need to be visible about. But here with list growth, we're talking about who do you need to be visible to? Because when your email list is too small, you're not reaching anybody. Or if, you might be depending entirely on social media for your business, and you're just like, you're not reaching the right people, or the people you're reaching are not engaged enough, they're not committed enough. Whenever you have one of these kind of situations going on, when you're not reaching enough of the right people, it can be very hard to get out of scarcity mode, simply because your message is not getting out to the people who are going to pick it up and run with it and want to work with you and want to engage and share it with others and all of that, right? So we want to get you to a place where you have an email list full of the ideal clients who are engaged with your mission and ready to invest with you. Now, the email list is just super important for your online business. And if you've been doing an in-person business and maybe you were depending on word of mouth in the local area, or maybe the Facebook page did amazingly well because it was like local and it was very targeted. This is a shift from that, but this is extremely important in an online business to be really focused on growing your email list. Now, I'll explain why in a little bit the list is so important. But what I want to share with you first is like how, right? How to do this. So how can you create this large list full of ideal clients who are engaged with your mission and ready to invest with you, and wanting to learn more about what you do? So there are many, many options for how to do this. There are funnels, and there are social media ads and free gifts and Facebook challenges, the list goes on. And all of these work on some level, but many of them take a long time to create actual noticeable list growth. And also with many of these, such as with social media ads, you really need to have a very specialized skill set of knowledge, or you need to hire someone with that specialized skill set before it's really going to work for you, because there's so many details and intricacies with how it operates. Now, many of these, like funnels, Facebook challenges, etc., take a lot of energy and don't give you much of a result. And I really don't want you to waste your precious life force energy on things like that, right? But how about this? How about if we can make list growth fun? And what if growing your list can serve multiple purposes? So you're growing your list, and at the same time, you're expanding your confidence and clarity around your vision. And at the same time, you're getting your message out to the world in a whole new way. Now, there are 2 key ways that you can do this on your own with very little, without needing a ton of technical knowledge, without needing a ton of equipment. Like you're not creating a documentary here where you need like a whole videographer team and all that, right? And without needing to hire a team of specialists. And these are ways that are really, really fun and exciting. So one way is to create an online summit, right? So this is like the Emergence and Empowerment Conference that many of you just attended, or those of you who've been in my audience longer, you might have seen the Fierceness of the Mother Conference last July. And so summits are extremely powerful. And if you feel called to create a summit, I want to support you in that. It's quite an incredible journey. And so for my business, Sacred Planet, I've been creating summits since 2015. And I still host 2 summits every single year. And I do this because, first of all, I love it. They're so much fun. It's so incredible to get to interview the speakers and then, meet so many new people all around the world, right? It's really exciting. But summits continually grow my business. They help me to connect with the new amazing ideal clients all around the world. And they allow me to be highly visible with my important message. And really through summits, you can gain the confidence to get out there and get visible and share your message. So it's super powerful. And also summits and conferences and these things that we're creating where we're bringing a lot of people together online to share wisdom, to share information, to really get into like the truth of what's happening in our world right now. This is a vehicle for raising consciousness and assisting with the massive human evolutionary experience that's happening in our world right now. And that's a key part of my soul's mission. And I know many of you feel that same way too. So if you're interested in creating a summit, I'm going to put a link into the chat. Now, this is not the ultimate end goal of this call today. So if you're not interested in creating a summit, hang on. I have an even more quick action thing for you. So don't worry, but I do want to make that available. So if you're ready to revolutionize everything and you're seriously interested in creating a summit, go and click the link in the chat and you'll see my page that tells more details about that. Okay, because I have a proven system that I've been teaching for years that is super powerful. So creating a summit is amazing and wonderful, but it is a 4 to 6 month process and it is well worth the effort. But I know that for many of you that may feel like too big of a project for right now, right? You may be in a place where you really need a plan with smaller steps that will create a big result right away. Now, if that's you, here's what I recommend. And this is really, I mean this with all my heart here, right? What I recommend for you, this is incredibly powerful, is to get highly visible in your zone of genius, in video, and put these videos out on YouTube. Now, I'm going to give you more information about why you want to do this, but if that's not what you were expecting to hear, or if you're thinking, I don't want to do video, no, that's not for me, hang on a second, really stay with me here. This is going to be incredibly powerful for you. Trust me on this one, okay? So here's the thing. On a very practical note, very practical level, YouTube and Google are closely tied together, okay? And the two of them combined are an absolutely huge search engine that every single person around the world with internet access is using. And you might notice that if you do a Google search, generally half of the results you're going to get are actually YouTube videos. So the thing is, as I said, all of us who are online are using Google. All of your ideal clients pretty much are searching in Google, in many cases on a daily basis. We all go online as the primary way to get our questions answered these days. So your ideal clients are out there. They are using Google. They are using YouTube. So what I want to share with you today is that success online and getting seen and witnessed and visible and connecting with your ideal clients who want to work with you in your zone of genius is just a matter of putting yourself out there in a way that they can find you online. And Google and YouTube are the vehicles for that I am recommending. Now, there's certain key things you need to know, but I want to give you an example of this so you can see, again, in very practical terms. So there's a video that I put out on YouTube in December 2018, and it's called 7 Signs That You Are a Healer or a Lightworker. Now, this video has, at this point, 3,785 views, which is pretty good, but it's not, it didn't go viral. It doesn't have 1 million views, but that's fine. Almost 4,000 views. That's pretty good. And it's really amazing because pretty much every single day I get at least one notification, usually several notifications a day, that someone has commented on this video. So this is super powerful because, if you do a Facebook Live, it may have an immediate impact and get a lot of views, but as soon as you make a new post and a new post on top of that, it's like going down. Nobody's ever going to see it again. But with YouTube, when you put something out there that speaks directly to your ideal client, and when you send people to it, which I can tell you how to do, that so that it gets a good number of views, then YouTube is going to more and more often suggest that to somebody searching for similar subject matter. So when you tap into what your ideal clients are searching for, create videos that have that exact thing in their title, your ideal clients are going to find you. And then those videos are going to get served up to more and more and more of your ideal clients. Now, let's see. Yeah, so I made that video in December 2018, and even now new people are discovering it daily because I was able to boost it up in the YouTube rankings from the beginning. So like lots and lots of people keep seeing it. And those are my ideal clients, right? People who are thinking, am I a healer? Am I a light worker? What am I meant to do? How can I carry out my mission, right? Those are my ideal clients. So here's the really important part, and what I also want you to put into action with this is that I've had hundreds and hundreds of people register to be part of my email list just because they watched this video. So these are people who had likely never even heard of me before seeing it. Now they're on my list, they're receiving my content and my offerings, and if they resonate with that, then I am establishing a relationship with them over time, and they are likely to then become paying clients. Some of them may already be my paying clients. And it all started with that YouTube video that just, somewhat randomly popped up in their Google search, right? So to grow your list and to grow your business, it's actually very simple to grow your online business. You need to find ways to lead your ideal clients directly to your work. And I firmly believe that other than a summit, YouTube is the best way to do that. And when you do this in a focused way, the growth can happen very quickly, much more quickly than on Facebook or other social media. And I just want to say why growing your email list is more important than growing your social media following, just to be clear with that. So first of all, on social media, because of the algorithms in Facebook or Instagram or whatever, when you make a post, really only about 10 to 20% of the people who are following you actually see that post. That's just the way it works. Like not everybody sees every post, but when you send an email, not everybody sees it, but 50, 60, 70% of them will see it, okay? And a certain percentage of those will open it. So you're actually reaching more people with your email list than you ever would with your social media following. Also, when somebody's reading an email, they're pretty much fully focused on that. I mean, we all have a lot of distractions. When they're reading an email from you, they're like pretty much in the world that you're creating in that single email. But when people are reading a social media post, it's just a long one in a long line, an endless line of scrolling posts, right? So it's very hard for people to actually focus on what you're putting out there on social media in the way that they can focus on what you send out through your email list. So if you want to get real commitment and engagement, your email list is the most valuable place to focus. So putting your unique knowledge out there on YouTube is an amazing way to grow your email list. And just think about it, everybody turns to YouTube these days when they need to learn something, when they want to expand their world in some way. So no matter what your business is, you can create YouTube videos to showcase your unique expertise. And you can get those videos in front of your ideal clients. So if you're an artist or a musician, if you're a coach or a consultant, if you're a healer, if you're a yogi, right? A yoga teacher, if you're a chef wanting to revolutionize the way that people are eating, or if you're a gardening expert, or if you're an intuitive. I mean, look at some of the people out there. I don't know if any of you are following Lee Harris, but he's like a visionary intuitive. And his business has completely blown up because of his YouTube presence. It's really amazing, right? It's really incredible what he's been accomplishing. And YouTube has been a huge part of that. And I love Lee Harris. He's amazing. But like the possibilities are literally endless for you, really, no matter what your online business is going to be. So I want to open up this world of potential and vast business success to you. So I have something really exciting to share with you around this if you're curious about how to get started using YouTube to grow your business. And I want to share my screen with you here. So I have a program that I want to invite you to if you feel called, if this resonates, and it is called Fire Up Your Visibility. Now, this is a 9-week program starting April 28th that is really going to bring you in a very quick way and a very fun and interactive. We're going to have so much fun in this program. I seriously cannot wait. A very fun and interactive way. It's gonna help you to get really comfortable with being visible and starting to put videos out there on YouTube. And there are key things that you can do, like what you title your video, what you put in the description, what you put in the tags, that will make a huge difference in getting your video seen by large numbers of people and continuing to bring in ideal clients for you. So as we've said, visibility is the #1 top most important factor that determines the success of online businesses, right? If you're visible, your ideal clients can find you. But the thing is, like we said, you need to not only reach the masses, but also specifically reach your ideal clients who will want to pay top dollar for what you're offering. And so I have guided hundreds of entrepreneurs and solopreneurs just like you through their first steps in taking their business online, because I've identified and honed a very potent system that's designed to get you highly visible to global audiences. And this is in a professional but really fun way, okay? A business expanding, list growing kind of way. And you'll be putting your first video out there in less than a month. So it's like the visibility, it's very close. And this system is going to allow you to do this with soulfulness, with heart-centered focus, with complete alignment with your sacred mission. Because my soul's purpose is at the core of everything that I create, and I know that you want it to be that way for you as well. And the thing is that, as it says here, millions of people are already searching for what you're offering. All you need to do is learn how to get up in front of them quickly, and you will start seeing these results right away. So Fire Up Your Visibility is a 9-week personalized handheld small group course. So I will guide you to do all the things you see here. So to discern exactly what is your unique genius that will be most valuable online. You may already have some idea of that from the exercise that we did today, but we're going to go much more deeply into that for specifically what will be valuable to you to put out in video that will really make all the difference for your business. I will guide you to have confidence and excitement about getting highly visible. Now, there's a lot of fear and resistance that we need to work through sometimes. And that's a part of this, right? That is an integral part of this, because becoming visible is about, working through that fear, working through the hesitations, the doubts that we might have, so you can do this, so you can really make this happen. Also, if you feel that you are tech challenged, don't worry. I am going to show you the most budget-friendly and user-friendly technology and teach you how to use it. It's actually much simpler than you might think. So even if you're tech challenged, don't worry. That is all included here. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to make short YouTube videos that will tap into Google's algorithms quickly. So tons of people who've never heard of you before will be glued to your content, and these are your ideal clients. I'll show you how to find a video editor so you can create professional, high quality, exciting to watch videos, even if you've never done anything like this before. And also I'll teach you what to say in those videos that will help people come to your website and sign up for your email list, right? And this is how you really grow your business. Now you can come to this page and read all about it. I'm going to put this in the chat, the link to this page, in case you want to jump ahead. Now there is a fast action bonus for joining today. So definitely really listen in here if you're interested in this, because you're going to want to get the fast action bonus, and I will get to that soon. So you can read through this, but I want to encourage you, as Rumi says, to tear off your mask. Your face is glorious. Get out there, get visible. Make it happen for you, for your own personal evolution, because the visibility is very much tied to that, right? But also for your business and your purpose. Okay, so another quote, Mike Dooley: "It doesn't matter what road you start on, it won't be the road you arrive on, so just start." I love that, and it's so true. Okay, so here's how we're gonna meet. This will be a total of 9 live group calls. It will be Tuesdays at 12 noon New York time. Now, of course, the recordings will be available later. And if you can possibly attend live, I highly recommend. So module 1 is getting started with your visibility. So finding out who is your true ideal client, what do you have to uniquely offer them, and how will it feel fun, creative, innovative, and revolutionary for you to express yourself on camera? Now again, this may be, you may have a gardening YouTube channel where it's really focused on the plants. You may have a cooking YouTube channel where it's focused on the food, or you may be a coach who wants to speak and it's really focused on you. But like, whatever it is, we're gonna do this in such a fun and innovative way. So I just want you to know, whatever it is you wanna share, it can be done on video. I think, I haven't really had a client yet that we couldn't figure out a way to make it really amazing on video. So, you know, I have even, this is not my personal client, but I know someone who does work with horses, and she has started doing that on video, and it's really amazing. It is absolutely incredible. So then the second week, we're going to look at establishing multiple revenue streams. And we want to build this into the foundation of what you're creating, because this is going to determine what your free gift will be that will guide people into your audience. And then eventually, you know, you will be inviting them to work with you in some way. So we're going to work out your 3 levels of paid programs that you will have available to offer to people when they're ready to work with you. We want to build your free gift from the beginning based on what your paid programs will be. Module 3 is everything you need to know to get your videos seen and noticed on YouTube. So we're going to really get into this, how Google and YouTube operate, and how you can abundantly benefit from the vast global network of connections that they create. And how can you brand and make your YouTube channel look amazing, how to record and upload videos, right? All of these technical aspects we're going to cover, and it's going to be way easier than you think. Now, I want to note that in every one of these weekly modules, which is a live class session, we're going to have hot seats, okay? So I cannot accept more than 30 people into this program. I do believe that it's going to sell out, okay? And every call that we have, we'll have somewhere between 2 and 4 people chosen to come on, and you can share your exactly where you are in the process of your business building or your YouTube video building with me, and I will give you intensive coaching for exactly what you need. And everybody learns from that, right? When one person's on, it's like we're doing this, you know, coaching on what this client needs. Many other people will be in that same place, so everybody benefits. So that will be in every call. We'll have hot seats. Module 4 is creating and recording your first YouTube video. So on the 4th week, you're already going to be recording your first video. And this is going to be so much fun. I just cannot tell you, we're going to laugh a lot in this class. It's going to be amazing. Module 5 is getting your video ready to share with the world. So video editing, making the most of how your video looks to people when they first discover it online. And lots of time for hot seats and coaching during this call, because getting your video ready and putting it out there is a big thing, and I want to provide that support for you. The 6th week is the moment of truth, publishing your first video. So I'm going to tell you what you want to have set up before you publish, precisely when to publish for best results, and what to do immediately after publishing it to make sure that your video gets maximum rankings on YouTube. And this is really important because that's how it's going to get suggested to more and more people every day, every week, every month, and build your business. Module 7, we're going to take the learnings from what happened with your first video. And, you know, it will be, some things went amazingly well, and then I know I want to do this part differently, right? And then bring all that into creating your second one. Again, lots of time for hot seats and coaching here. Module 8 will be taking it up a notch with your 3rd video. So in this class in total, you're going to create 3 YouTube videos that will be very strategically positioned, very fun, very engaging, and all of those then by the end of the class will be out there connecting with your ideal clients. And module 9 is the crucial next steps in your visibility journey. So, you know, part of this is like review, reflect, and celebrate. Like, what more do you now know is possible? Because your vision for your future is going to shift very much over these 9 weeks as you see what you are capable of creating, okay? And I have lots of suggestions and ideas for where you can go, what to do next to continue your incredible business growth. See, that might be you right there. So this is for you if you have an in-person business and it's clear that now is the time to move it online. Or if you've been dreaming for years of launching an online business and now you are ready. Or if you already have an online business but the income's just not flowing in yet like you need it to, and you know that list growth and visibility are the solutions that you need. Now there are a ton of results. I invite you to come here and read all of the results. Like, this is really powerful. It's a long list of highly coveted results. You know, you will start a brand new YouTube channel, or if you have a YouTube channel already, we're going to totally up-level the appearance of it. You will learn to optimally utilize SEO on Google and YouTube. You will grow your email list. You will bring new ideal clients into your business who are ready to invest with you. It's really big. And you're going to be like, this is an inner journey too. You are going to gain massive amounts of courage to take even bigger leaps in your business and visibility going forward. Super powerful, and so much more. So here is the investment. Now there's 3 levels at which you can join. So level 1 is $444, and this is for the full group program, the full Fire Up Your Visibility system that I'm going to share with you. You can put immediately into action, and our private online course portal and community group. Now level 2 is $777, and that is all of the above, but also you will get a 45-minute one-on-one session with me that is a Jumpstart Your List Growth session. And then level 3 is VIP, and that is $9.99. And so with that, you get the full group program, you get the 45-minute Jumpstart Your List Growth session with me, and you also get a 45-minute Maximize Your Revenue Streams session with me. So you have a total of 2 sessions with me there. But that's not all. For the first 3 people to join today, to purchase today, April 15th, you will receive a bonus 30-minute one-on-one session with me that is about your unique sacred genius and really breaking through to what are you meant to share globally on video that is going to make all the difference for your business. So come to this page now, and you can just, you know, I'll put the link in the chat again. If you want to be one of the first 3, go ahead and join right now. I would love to give you that 30-minute session. Hold on. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, go to the chat. Okay, here is the link to purchase. So then you would come to this page and just scroll down to where you see these light blue buttons. So if you want to purchase right now, you can join at any of the 3 levels, and this 30-minute session will be added to what's already included in that level. So there's one more really cool thing I got to tell you guys. So the fast action bonus is the 30-minute session for the first 3 people to join today. But this is really, it's going to be so much fun, so amazing. At the end of this 9-week program, I'm going to send a newsletter to my whole list, and it will feature a YouTube video from each student in the class. So once you've created your 3 videos in this program, you'll get to pick your favorite one out of those 3, and I will send it in this newsletter out to my whole list. And many of your ideal clients who are in my audience will see your video there, will watch your video, will join your mailing list, and become a part of your audience too, okay? So this is so amazing. Like, this is the power of sharing and networking and like collaborating and working together. Now, this is limited to a maximum of 30 participants. I do fully expect it to fill quickly. The cart closing date will be Friday, April 24th, but I think it's going to fill before then. So taking decisive and quick action to join is going to really pay off for you here, because these are major business results you're going to be getting with this program. So I really invite you to, you know, connect in with your heart, connect in with your soul and your soul's mission. You know, I am extremely committed to creating a positive ripple effect out into the world of all of our positive work, all of our healing work and our prayers and the way that we're inspiring each other. And video has really move forward for me in my world as the key way to do that, the key way to connect with people, to really share who I am, my personality, my values, what's important to me. And I feel this will be so powerful for all of you that, you know, that are feeling called to this. So I really invite you to say yes, to like take this leap. It may feel like a big leap, and I'm going to open up for Q&A in just a minute. It may feel like a big leap. It may feel like a really huge step to get visible in this way. But whenever we move toward our fear, our doubts, our resistance, and we like go through to the other side of them, there is no limit to what can happen from there, because then we are, you know, like we are moving into our maximum state of courage in order to bring our gifts to the world, in order to make our sacred contribution. And that's really what the invitation is here. Like, this is a lot of really practical steps around SEO and how to make a video and how to put it out there so that the algorithms will pick it up and all that. But there's so much more here. Like, this is a massive inner journey of courage and up-leveling your confidence. And this is also really about getting your soul's work out into the world, getting people to notice you, getting people to engage with you. And then that's going to ripple out further and further. You're going to be inspiring people. They're going to share it. They're going to be inspired. They might step into their sacred work. Like, this is what we're all here to do together, is to raise consciousness, to assist in this massive awakening of consciousness that's happening by just following what our soul wants us to do and doing it on the biggest level that we can. So I would love to take questions. Kelly, there are different levels for the online summit creation. So if you're interested in that, fill out the application and I can get back to you, because there's a lot of different levels and it really depends, you know, what level of support you want and so on. So the application for the online summit creation is right here. Let me put this in the chat. So if anybody is interested in a summit, in creating a summit, fill out that application. It is a 4 to 6 month process. It is an intensive process, but it is so incredibly rewarding. It's worth every minute that you will spend on it and more. So if you're feeling called to that, yeah, fill it out. I have a new group starting in June for the summit creation. Kari is saying, do you recommend that we dig deep and figure out what kind of business we should create before this step? So yeah, this is a really good question. You do, so coming into this Fire Up Your Visibility program, we're not going to spend, there's not going to be a lot of time at the beginning for you to figure out what your business focus is. So we're gonna dive into who your ideal clients are and what your key mission and message are. But if you really don't know that yet at all, then you would probably need to do some more steps before joining something like this. Does that make sense, Kari? Because yeah, I want people coming into this program to have a pretty good idea of like what your message is and what you're meant to share. And Kari, yes, I'm sure I will offer this again in the future. It will probably be again in the fall. This will probably be a 2-time-a-year thing. So I would say October, probably. Yeah. Vanessa, thank you. Vanessa's saying, I hosted a summit guided by Jocelyn and it was an amazing experience. Thank you, Vanessa. Your summit is so incredible. Vanessa had a summit in French. She's my first client who has created a summit not in English. She created hers in French. It was hugely successful. It happened last fall. So Vanessa, amazing, amazing work. Let me see what other questions we have. So yeah, for everybody wondering if I'm going to do this program again later, I will probably do it in October. Now there's no guarantees. It depends what else is happening in my world. I very much follow the energy and the instructions and you know what I'm meant to do. So I cannot guarantee, but I plan to probably do it again in the fall. Jen is saying video feels like something that will be a core part of gaining global reach for the resilience, resourcefulness, stamina, and endurance sessions I'm pivoting towards teaching. Thank you for reading my mind. I love it, Jen. I love it when I read your mind. Okay, beautiful. And Joyce says, this is very scary. Yes, Joyce, I hear you. I hope you didn't leave the call when it got scary. This is, this is very interesting because visibility is very scary. I was terrified the first time I had to make a Zoom video. It was ridiculous. It was such a mess. So, like, I just want to comfort you and let you know that a few different things. One is, if visibility feels extremely scary to you, it might actually be an extremely important thing to heal. And whether you do it through this program or in other ways is up to you, but I encourage you to work on healing that in some way that you can. Very often our fears of visibility come from past life experiences where we were the leader, we were the healer, we were the teacher, and we were sharing from our soul, and we were in some way harmed or punished for that. And this, I get chills just saying those words. It's, the witch burnings and the, somebody being outcast from the community, or somebody being hurt or killed for speaking their voice in a past life, and that was your soul's experience. You may be being called to heal that in this lifetime and really share your healing, teaching, leadership abilities in this lifetime. So if you're really, really scared about this, it may be something that you're called to, that your soul and the universe are calling you to work with right now. So, oh, good, Joyce. I'm glad you're still on the call. So I hope that makes sense what I just shared. It is really important. And if you have a big message, if you know you have a big mission in this lifetime, online visibility is a really powerful way to send your positive ripple effect out into the world and assist with that great awakening of consciousness that's happening right now. We are all so needed right now. We need to assist. We need to jump in and do what we can, offer our unique contribution. Now, for some people, that might not mean getting on video, and that's fine, but really look into your soul and see what is right for you. Are you called to this? Is this something, there's like this little voice in the back of your head saying, yes, this is actually something that you need to do. Dawn is saying this might be just what I have been waiting for. Okay, good, Dawn. Let me know if you need any support around that decision. Tanya is saying, I used to be terrified of public speaking and had to work through it. It's been a game changer. Yeah. Tanya, thank you. It's like when you know you have to do it, then it's so important to follow that. Like it's a message from your guides, from your higher wisdom, from your inner knowing. If you know this is something you're going to have to do. And Daisy says, video is the only way to go right now, more real. Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about video is you can really, you can really express yourself, your personality, your values, your energy, and people can receive that. It's super powerful. People can see who you really are, in the video. And this is funny, like I have this nice, beautiful little corner right now, and my sweater matches my candle, but it's like, this is not how my life really is usually. Like if I could show you what my living room looks like right now, I've got kids' toys all over it. So you also get to have some fun in creating your videos and expressing yourself the way you want to be seen. And that in itself is super powerful too. Like really coming into your power around, this is who I'm here to be. This is who I want to present myself as. And I'm claiming that, and I'm going to put it out there in a big, big way. So maybe someday I'll get even more real and just like share what my living room really looks like, someday. So anyway, that was a side note. So let's see. Mary says, I feel like I'm at the stage of getting clear on my zone of genius statement. Thank you for the questions. Yes, good, Mary. I'm so excited. And Jen, yes. So Jen is in my Summit Creation program that's going to start in June. That's the one that is currently open now. If anybody's interested, there are only 2 spaces left in that Summit Creation program. It has filled very quickly. Jen says, I'm so looking forward to combining the Summit Creation over the summer with this new video creation course. Yay, Jen, so exciting. I feel I need help in creating my next step action items to make my yellow brick road. Maybe I'm taking on too much at the same time, but here I go, daring myself to leap. Yeah. Beautiful, Jen. Well, I am definitely one of these people who tends to take on too much at a time. And I will tell you, I have learned so much. I have grown so much in these past few years by doing that. So don't be afraid, like really trust, you know. I know you do already, but you know, you're very connected with what your soul wants and what your soul is calling you to. And that is most important, is that we're listening to that voice from within. Beautiful. Allison says, hi, Jocelyn. I was introduced to your summit by Ben Marchman and Cater. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Amazing community in Georgia and North Carolina there. And yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Allison. I'm so glad you're here. Well, does anybody have any other questions? Oh, here, Julie. Can you give examples of students who have launched online YouTube businesses using your guidance? So, Julie, this is the first time I'm teaching this course that's specifically about YouTube, where I have guided people around visibility in the past is primarily around summits. But in the meantime, for one thing, through summits, you do grow your YouTube presence. So it's something that I am teaching to those students continually. And I wanted to bring these pieces that they're learning in the Summit Creation Program out to everybody as a step if you're not ready for a summit yet. So I've been teaching this, but the results they're getting are really combined with the summit results. So this is a little different. But Julie, this is something I've been doing in my business since early 2018, and have been teaching to students since late 2018, and it's super powerful. So first time for me to bring it out in its own separate program though. Okay, so Renata is saying, I feel I need to become visible and speak my voice. Beautiful, Renata. Just need to clarify my soul's mission. Yeah, and if anybody needs help, you know, making this decision about whether to be a part of the program, reach out to me by email. Here is my email address. Or if you have a question, like here's my situation, am I good, you know, would it be good for me to join this program? Send me that in an email, and if I can answer it by email, I will, or if we need to jump on a quick call, we can do that. And yeah, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to help you in that decision-making process. And Junko is saying, is having a website essential before enrolling in the program? No, actually, Junko, you don't need a website. I will encourage you to build a website as soon as possible, but if you have an idea around what your mission and your message is, that's really all that you need, because even without a website, you can, through ConvertKit and other similar programs like that, you can create landing pages where you're offering a free gift. And it's just a single page, and people can come there and see the amazingness of your free gifts, and they can join your email list. So you can be building an email list absolutely even before you have a website, or while you're in the midst of developing your website. And if you want to develop a website now, I have a lot to share with you on that too. So I think it would be amazing for you to be in the program, as long as you have an idea of what your, you know, some general sense of what your key mission and message is that you want to be sharing online. That's really all you need to start this. Okay, any other questions? Anybody? Francesca says, hi Jocelyn, this is the first webinar I've ever participated in. Wow, Francesca, yay. I'm so glad you are attending, and that is so exciting. And I'm so thankful that it's with you. You have fabulous communication skills. Thank you. And are see-through, genuine, straightforward, and profound. Thank you so much, Francesca. That means so much to me. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Blessings to you. I hope you have loved your first webinar. I hope it's been a really good webinar experience for you. Allison asks, is the first part, I'm curious if the first part of Zoom was recorded and will be shared by email. Yes, absolutely, Allison. I'm going to send this whole thing out as a replay. It will go out either later today or tomorrow morning, so you can watch all of it again. Um, Umbra, thank you so much for amazing clarity. I sent an email. Okay, wonderful. I will look for that. Okay. Well, yes, I think, thank you, Jen. And Jen is wishing everyone good health and new paths to prosperity and courage. Yay. Okay. Well, thank you all so much for attending today. I hope you have gotten a lot out of this. I hope you enjoyed the zone of genius exercise. And if you, well, go ahead. I'm sure you still have more work to do on that. So go ahead and sit down with your journal and notebook in this little bit of time after this ends and finish figuring out your zone of genius statement. That is really important to guide you on your path to the next steps of where you want to go. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Tracy and Ambra and Camila and Janine. Wonderful. Lots of love to all of you. Many blessings. I'm wishing you health and peace to you and your families, and sending lots of love to everybody. Mwah. Bye.